Don't know how many of my neighbors witnessed it, but I was telling you earlier about my sort of my flying Baryshnikov as I hit the ice. And I was completely surprised by that. But it turns out we've got a winter weather advisory in effect, huh?
Yes, indeed. Yep, and that does include Olmsted County and a fair amount of the viewing area under that weather alert, the winter weather advisory. You'll notice that it is to the east of 35, but that being said, 35 could still experience some patchy freezing drizzle, and that is promptly why the winter weather advisory is in effect, because we see an ice potential. It's going to be a very thin layer, not looking at a lot, but still enough to make the roadways slick, especially if you are traveling closer and closer to the Mississippi and ultimately into Wisconsin. Already seeing some partially covered roadways, not so much for the majority of the area, pretty seasonal, but we are seeing the blues coming in and out of Rochester, into Preston, and starting to sneak down into Iowa as well. But Storm Tracker 3 Doppler radar not picking up in much when it comes to the precipitation. Plenty of cloud cover, but as we know, that drizzle is very light, it doesn't show up as much, and still very dangerous. Current temperatures right now, 28 in both Preston and Rochester, 29 in Mason City, so a lot of us underneath the freezing point. And there is why we see that icing potential. Not to mention, the temperatures will be going down as we continue through the evening and ultimately into the overnight, sticking below that freezing point for the majority of us, which then gives us a chance for some slick roads coming for our morning commute, as well as driving tonight. Sky Tracker 3 here picking up on the cloud cover, just lingering throughout the evening hours. Looks like it's trying to clear as we get into around 2:30 a.m. pretty early come Tuesday. That just won't be the case. We see that struggle coming into the morning as well as we're getting up, heading to work and school, but the mostly cloudy skies will overall take over, and we'll be keeping with those into the evening commute and ultimately into the evening. Now, where things change, come midnight, right when we hit Wednesday, the high pressure moves in. That's going to help clear a lot of the clouds. We're going to get to enjoy some sunshine for Wednesday, but alongside it, some very cold temperatures. We're going to take time forward even more. We're going to Friday now. Let me emphasize, this is the later in the week, tracking a winter storm. What we're going to be seeing is some light precipitation, some light accumulation. However, the further south you go, that's where it's looking to get a bit heavier there in the purple. The same can be said as you are headed into South Dakota. Now again, this is Friday. This is an early estimation. You're going to want to stay with KIMT. We're going to have all the latest on this potential winter storm as we carry through, because a shift is definitely possible when it comes to this system. 7-day forecast now, where the weekend is always in view. We get to enjoy the 30s once again for Tuesday under those cloudy skies. Things change as we get into Wednesday. I mentioned that the high pressure will be moving in, giving us the sunshine, but also giving us some cooler temps. This is more near normal for where we are. It is January after all. A few more clouds do start to make their way in on Thursday. And then there's that potential winter storm I'm tracking for Friday moving in, lingers into Friday night, early Saturday morning. But check out the temperatures. We're getting dangerously low as we sneak into the teens and ultimately sub-zero when we get Saturday into Sunday. So it's going to be a cold weekend, but a rebound is on the way as we head on into MLK Day. All right, George, sending things back to you.
Thanks.